Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026, and it's day 3 of Consistency is Boring. And I want to talk more about this because I did something today for the first time which I thought was just challenging. And when I did it, I recognized some other things. And that is what I'm going to show you on the screen here. So here, this is my LinkedIn profile. And I write, today I thought to try this for the first time and was rewarded with the statement as you see attached. I will show you. It is sort of a compliment to what I've been saying about mental clarity and focus. If you decide to implement what I talk about with regards to the best new and old technology, one of them fits into any lifestyle, and the second one supports and enhances it. I talk about both in the live streams that I do every day, not only to teach, but to provide evidence to support the statements I make, one of which is when I say, I am as real as a heart attack. And that I lead by example. And it is no fluke that what I am experiencing is not impossible. Making improvements to your life can be daunting. However, I try to keep things simple. They can be viewed as boring, but they are effective. But most importantly, deliver on results. I don't like paying for things that don't work. But if someone provides good, consistent evidence that is repeatable, that is something to pay attention to. Consider it for yourself. And this is the puzzle that I played. Or not puzzle, it was a cross, it's called cross climb. And in this image, you can see, it says here, quick learner, 20% of new players couldn't solve the puzzle. And I thought, oh, okay. And I noticed one thing here too. So people who know what that number is, it's kind of interesting. I didn't plan it this way when I was going looking at this puzzle thing, because it basically, what it is like, I'll show you. You have these puzzle games here. And I was like, oh, okay, and I thought, oh, whichever one it was, and I picked that cross climb. Not looking at the number. I just picked it because my mom likes to play word games to help with her mental focus and clarity. And so that was more or less the reasoning for choosing. But it's just coincidental that I looked today and that's the number. I'm like, that's just a little bizarre for me. But what I wanted to point out is that when you are consistent with things, as I just stated, you can experience benefits. And when I talk about those benefits, I'm talking about the ones here that you see on the screen. Improving your mental clarity, your rapid and experiencing rapid pain relief and reduced inflammation, experience improved skin appearance, enhanced sports performance, increased energy and vitality, faster recovery from exercise. Like, these things are pretty general, but are they meaningful? Are they simple enough to be effective? I say the answer is yes. And I support this because yesterday I did, for the first time, vibration wall sits. So, when you see soccer players, they sit, I don't know if you can see it, they're here up against the post, right? This is what I did. So I've got the post here behind me. And basically they sit down like this, and then they hold that position isometrically. This is what I did yesterday, but I included the vibration plate as part of that process. And I've done this exercise in the past, and there are times where my legs would be shaking like crazy and I can't hold it. But it's a strong way of strengthening that mind muscle connection in your body. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do this leg exercise yesterday as part of the leg day sequence. So, and that was the first exercise, and I put the vibration plate against kind of the wall there, and off I went. And if you watch the replay from yesterday, you'll see that I put the quads through quite a bit of discomfort. And here I thought, okay, I'm gonna really feel it today. And, you know, I had a good meal last night. I ate quinoa, a quinoa salad with a little bit of pasta, lots of carbs, some chicken, a couple eggs, and some peanut butter. I like to get, different sources of food or minerals and nutrients from different sources. I also ate a few dates. So, did I eat 150 grams of protein worth? Nope. No, I didn't. Did I eat a good 20 to 30? Oh yeah. Yes. I always try to make sure. That's what I strive for per day. And was it a little heavy on the carbs? Yeah, probably. Well, yesterday was, and I also had some popcorn later in the day. So, do I snack a little bit? Yes, I do on occasion, and I use I listen to my body essentially. If I'm low on something, I listen. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. And I try to make good choices. And then maximizing the at least 20 to 30 grams of protein per day. And when I say 20 to 30, I try to make sure that I get that full amino acid profile, because in order for the GHK to do its job, it needs to have the glycine, histidine, and lysine present inside the body. And just as the AHK needs alanine, histidine, and lysine. So they're different amino acids. And so the patches that you see me wearing, one is here. This is the X49. The X39 is here. So they are triggering the process of photobiomodulation inside the body, which triggers that activation for the body to say, come on, wake up, you got to do something. And when the fuel is present, in addition to having the cleanest and most absorbable water, deuterium free, with a hydrogen bond angle of 114 degrees, it's the fuel to the fire. And the spark right here. So before I started the live stream, I put on the X49, and I can smell it now. I can sense the activation that's happening inside my body. And I think a lot of that has to do with having the adequate levels of alanine inside, along with the histidine and lysine, those three amino acids. So there's a lot of people that talk about, oh yeah, you got to inject your peptides. Really? Are you that dumb? Are you seriously that dumb? What is the mindset? Don't be dumb. Fuel your body with what it needs and trigger it with the spark. If you don't have the funds to get this, then make sure you are getting sunlight, direct sunlight every single day, and don't wear sunglasses. Your eyes need to see that light, and that's what also triggers the activation of the defense mechanism inside your body. It auto adjusts. So learn what's foundational for your longevity, for your health. It's important. Now, when I talk about drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water, does it play a role in that process? Sure it does. The body is a master at compensating for things. Oh, there's Phil. Hello, Phil. So when I talk about the benefits of mental clarity and focus, athletic performance, energy and vitality, I don't think I'm full of shit. No. Because I'm here consistently 6 days a week to prove it to you, to provide the evidence. And I also create logs to show you that, what I'm saying is legit. Which I'll show you right here. Like, I'm a stickler for details. I've been this way for a long time. Do I want what's best for me? Sure I do. Do I want to be able to teach you this? Yes, I do. So, this is the fitness test from this past Saturday, which I was really close to successfully achieving my goal, that I increased the difficulty. After 12 weeks of trying, I did it the week prior. On March 7th, and then last week on March 14th, I increased the difficulty. So I'm just benchmarking against myself. Nobody else. But hopefully it's inspiring and motivating for you to say, hey, maybe this guy is actually telling the truth. I sure hope so. Because I'm not in the business of trying to sell you something that, is not going to help you. It took me 3 years to try this. 3. I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass that I didn't do it sooner. Because I thought that water was enough. It is, but I wasn't getting enough light. So if you work night shift, for example, you may not be getting enough light, and that could be a key component to help with your longevity. Is it important? It is. It's one of the pieces I call that's necessary for the body to do its job. You need to have it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. I know I'm boring, but I'm consistently boring. And, do my results show? Am I in good shape? I think so. For somebody who's 49 years old, I think I'm in pretty good shape. So here's yesterday's results. You can see I hit 205 for heart rate yesterday. Day before, 203. Day before that, maximum 208. Here I'm doing this almost consistently. So now this was Saturday when I really pushed the intensity. Day before that, this is March 13th, which was Friday. Thursday, here we go, 217. Wednesday last week, 191 for max heart rate. Tuesday, 205. Monday, last week, 208. So when I say I'm as real as a heart attack, use your discernment. I've been thinking about making a long list, or going back every single day and marking what my maximum heart rates were for each day. And if there's one thing that I've noticed now consistently, is that after I implemented this X49, my ability to keep hitting those high heart rates regularly, weekly, has now been more consistent. So is there some validity when people say this increases your cardiovascular ability, your strength, your heart? Is it actually improving the effectiveness of the amino acids that I'm putting into my body and molding it with the glue? And then also making sure that I'm getting adequate sources of copper by the food choices that I'm making. I eat whole eggs. There's copper in eggs. I eat some peanut butter. There's copper in peanut butter. I eat some pitted dates. Is there copper in dates? Does copper get into the water? Absorbed into the water? Well, I don't know. You be the judge. Like, look. You see? That's kind of where I fill it. This is a 16-ounce cup. Do the things add up? Sure they do. And when you're consistent, you will reap the benefits. So, are you ready to be consistent with yours truly today? It's going to be shoulders, rotators, and traps. So working on the rear deltoids, the medial deltoid, the front deltoid, the rotator, and then the trap. That way it focuses on, I don't lose the strength there. Some people say, oh, you lift too light. Well, let's see. Here. I've got, I'm going to go to yellow. Got power blocks. This is 40 pounds. Front press. Like, cold. I could keep going, but, just to prove a point that, when I train with the vibration plate, the goal is to reach fatigue fast, but efficiently, but also keeping the muscle, moving the muscle through its full range of movement, and creating muscle activation and strengthening it within that range of movement. This is the training technique that I like to do. So that way, when it comes to really lifting something heavy, the body or the muscle is strong throughout its entire range of movement. And from a longevity standpoint, it's important to have that strength through the full range. It's no different than being able to do calisthenics. There's a lot of people that train calisthenics. And will I incorporate calisthenic movements? Of course I will. I'm getting there. Because you can have all the muscle in the world, but if you can't do anything with it, there's really no point having it. It's safe enough to say. So, like there's some I do respect people that build big muscle, but are you gonna want to keep that when you're 90 years old? I don't know. Like, can your body sustain that level of repair and regenerating? If you're using this as part of that process to help your body to trigger it, then maybe I can see it. But most bodybuilders are not using natural things. What are they using? I just think about the man behind the clean water that I drink. He was competing in the Olympics, and at that time there was a story that he shared where there was development of steroids at that time, and he was against it. He said, like, no, not good. He chose to go the natural route of using water, and that choice has benefited him from that point in time back in the 50s, and he's still around today. So I think there's some value in listening to people who have been through the stages of life, because there's something that validates and supports what they're saying. Is it important? Sure it is. Is that where true value comes from? I would hope so. I've got a lot of respect for you, John, if you're watching. That's why I say the best new and old technology. David's got the new stuff. John's got the old stuff. So I like the best of both worlds. And with that, let's get on with today's workout. So, that's where I'm going to switch the screen here. I'm going to put my heart rate monitor on. Turn on the Bluetooth speaker, so that way I'm going to set the metronome. I'm sure, there we go, okay. I'm going to read, come on. There we go. So there's my heart rate. I took my blood pressure before coming down to my basement, and it was 121/76, and my pulse was 42. I was sitting down on the couch. So, I'm going to set the metronome for, I do 145 again today. I don't know, I like that tempo. It feels good. And I can push the intensity by doing the sequence that I have been doing. And let's begin. Just realized I haven't set any bands up. So while I'm recovering, I'm going to do this. Alright, so that is 2 minutes. I'm going to set the metronome back down to 60 beats per minute. And I'm going to try first with doing the dead man hang. Okay. I'm going to take this band off so that we're straight up and down. Okay, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, sliding. This thing spins easily, so that's all right. Still doing good, developing that muscle grip strength. All right, so first exercise for today is going to be the rear deltoid, which I like doing the face pull. Just realized remote. Okay, so something like that. I'm going to crisscross the bands. It's good. Excellent. And grab this guy here, set it up, and here we go. So, working the rear deltoid here. I am wearing a compression shirt today. This is one that I've had for a long time. Now, explosives. 1, 2, 3, lot of explosives. Now working the isometric a little bit. I can feel those trapezius, they get involved when I go up. Wow. Whew. All right, next exercise is going to be switching to the archers. I call them archers, or people call them archers. So that's where I want to, this is the second part of the rear deltoid, because the face pull, even though I cross the bands, it doesn't get it at the very beginning of the movement, which is, I also want to target to make sure I get that full range. So this is the reason why I'm doing this exercise in addition to the face pull. There's a reason for it. And that is because I want to get the full range of motion or movement of the muscle. So here's at its stretched point, and when you're pulling them across like this, that's getting the balance of its range of motion movement. So it's always good to exercise the muscle when it's at its stretched position, much like in how people talk about in calisthenics, getting strong biceps by doing a stretched bicep curl when the muscle's behind and then pulling it this way. So probably we'll try a little bit of that next week. Some people use rings, but I use the bands, which is equivalent to doing the Alright, so somewhere here to get the archer. Yeah, it's good. Nice and kind of even. So by putting my arm through the ankle strap, basically stretch the muscle, and by using the vibration, you want to lock the knees a little bit, and you want to pull the bands apart. You pull your knuckles away from the anchor point, so I can feel the stretch here on both sides, and I'm just moving slowly through that first 10 to 20% of movement. So if you think of a protractor, so here, getting stretched, and then move them through to about here, and that's basically it. Staying within this range of motion, or range of movement, should I say. So you lower the elbows, move them up while you're holding that band there, so you're getting the different muscle fibers that are involved in pulling the elbows away from each other. So So you can do it lower now. I don't want to involve, if you go too low, like lower like this, then you're involving the medial deltoid, which I don't want to get involved at this point. I want to keep the focus on the rear deltoid. Or so. Oh yeah. So this helps with my accordion playing. Keeps the rotator nice and strong, involved as well. Because it kind of gets involved a little bit here from this angle. You can kind of do a TKE version of this by putting your knuckles together and pushing away with your elbows. Take the knuckles out and just do without the assistance of the knuckles. So next is the medial deltoid. So that's where I'm going to take the band off here, and I'm going to attach one of these to this guy here, and it's just going to go in like this, lock in place like that. This is going to go lower here, slightly there, I think, somewhere there, right above my sock. Yeah, that's going to come off like that. Yeah, okay. Height-wise is good. Okay. Next is I'm going to take 10. Yeah, I suppose I could do the green. I'll do the green. And what I will do is crisscross these guys. Oh. I'll do this here. Switch these guys. Just using, some bands are a little bit older than other ones, so I'm just using the ones that are consistently kind of in the same age group. So I'm switching them as you see. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Do that. Basically what I'm gonna do is crisscross the green on the elbow. And the reason being is because I don't want these things to fall off my arms. Yes. Okay, so there's enough tension here, and then it will remain constant through the range of movement. And then this goes like that. These go across. So here I am now. So the red bands are pulling right at the beginning. And then the greens I didn't do explosives on the archers. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh wow. Well, it hurts lots. I haven't been doing this variation that long, so I don't have the same kind of strength that I do for the rear deltoid, and it shows. Oh, wow. No. Wow. Wow. Okay. Next up is going to be maybe since I'm going to try the explosives. And normally I've done green, but I'm going to try doing the red today. I'm going to switch them up a little bit just to see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, 6 pounds. Yeah, I'm going to try it. So I want to focus on the type 2s today as much as I can. The okay. So by positioning the red ones behind today, so I want a little bit more tension from behind. And now we're gonna work the upper. So focusing on explosives. Wow. That was not very comfortable. So, type 2 with a slow negative with a vibration. Certainly got my money's worth with that today. Alright, next up, rotator. So, I'm going to start with the right side. That's my weaker side today. Grab a pool noodle and I'm going to twist through the movement. Yeah, that's good. It's good. Okay. And try to do explosives. Twist now. Now the other direction. Wow. So now I'm getting the third part. Oh, wow, this is uncomfortable. Oh. It's done. I don't have much type 2 power there. Lots type 1. But not type 2. Wow. It's going to be sore tomorrow, I think. Okay. Next step, the other side. Wake up these stubborn fibers. Different technique. switching to here. Oh wow. Wow. All right. Last but not least, it's going to be the traps. So we're going to take 60 pounds per side. Where are you, little guy, right there? So I'm going to step on the bands. Okay, nice and even. That's what I want. All right. So this is mimicking walking down the street with weights. All right. That's it for today's exercises. So, have a look at today's date stamp. March 19th, 2026. Starting time at 12:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Maximum heart rate I hit today is at 217, as you see there. And I am as real as a heart attack when I say it. So, can you do this? Can you sustain? Can your heart sustain that? How strong is your heart? Can it do things when it needs to? I ask you that question. So, am I reaping the benefits from the choices that I'm making, such as the X49, along with the X39 that you see here? Power your body with the best. And support it with the cleanest and most absorbable water you can get. I like deuterium-free water with a hydrogen bond angle of 114. And for all those naysayers out there, there's your proof. John would say it over and over and over again. He isn't his age for a reason. At 95, he does whatever he wants. Do I want to be able to do whatever I want at the same age if I get there? Yep, I do. And guess what? I'm doing what I want right now at more than half his age. So, power your body with the best. When I say unlock your bioenergy, I don't think you'll regret it. If you know how to be consistent and can be consistent with something, you can reap the rewards and the benefits from it, as I talked about earlier in today's episode. So, pull the trigger, start, and prove me wrong. I'm proving something to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.